Good morning and welcome to lesson 8.3, multiplying polynomials. There are two methods we're going to speak about today. We're going to talk about the horizontal method, which is also a distributive property method. When you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, that method is called the FOIL method, F-O-I-L, standing for first term, outer terms, inner terms, and last terms. You can see I have that highlighted here in example number 2. So I'm going to introduce both methods to you, and it's going to be your choice. So we're going to look at several examples here. So let's go ahead and start with example number 1. Example number 1 is in your notes. Example number 1 is in your notes. And we are on a journey here this morning. For all of you listening on YouTube, hope that you guys are doing well. Pay close attention, as I'll go through it several times. Again, FOIL stands for first term times first term, outer term times outer term, inner term times inner term, last term times last term. And again, it's nothing more than the distributive property. So example number 1, x plus 3 times x plus 4. And let's just show you what that's going to look like.
It's x minus 1.
Okay, we'll just leave it as x plus 4. Okay, it's a little bit different than what's in your notes. So let's just take this one. I'll do that one next. So the first term times the first term, or x times x, equals x squared. Outer term times outer term, x times 4 is 4x. Inner term times inner term is plus 3x, and 3 times 4 is plus 12. Now we always need to make sure that we combine like terms, and our final answer is x squared plus 7x plus 12. Well, let's look at it one more time. And let's just think of it this way. When you're using the distributive property, you're going to multiply the first term in the first parentheses times the first term in the second parentheses, and then times the next term. Again, those letters FOIL, first term times first term, the two outer terms, the two inner terms, and then what's left over, or the last term. Okay? So basically you can think of it any way you want. Some of the newer books are getting away from the word FOIL and just calling it distributive property, whatever makes you happy. So x times x, x squared. X times 4, 4x. Here's a little trick. If you like it, use it. 3 times x is 3x. You're just lining them up so it makes your life easy. And then 3 times 4 would be plus 12. X squared plus 7x plus 12. Yes?
Do you multiply the last terms of the last two terms?
You multiply everything. You don't add anything. Everything is multiplication. Okay? So let's try one together. I'm going to give you guys one to use. Let's try this one. X minus 2 times x plus 5. X minus 2 times x plus 5. Everybody go ahead and work that. Give us some We are in lesson 8.3 and we just started. We did example 1 and now we are on example number 2. Okay. So let's go, class. X times x is? X times 5 is? A negative 2 times x is a? And a negative 2 times 5 is a minus 10. Combine like terms, final answer, x squared minus 10. Okay? Y'all remember doing this from last year? Okay. So let's look at the vertical form of multiplication. I'm not sure if you were introduced to that or not last year. Personally, I like the vertical form of multiplication. I think it's extremely easy. I'm going to ask you to try it on a few problems tonight just because I think it's fun. I think it's fast. And let's just show you how we can do that. So let's take a problem. X plus 7 times x plus 8. Now you can use vertical multiplication when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, a monomial times a binomial times a trinomial. You just go ahead and line everything up, and I'm going to give you some directions and some arrows here that hopefully will help make your life easier. So what you're going to do first is you're going to multiply straight up. X times x, and I'm going to label that number 1. So x times x gives me what, guys? X squared. Then I'm going to go over. Then I'm going to multiply x times positive 7, which is a positive 7x. Then my next one will be 8 times x, which gives me what? 8x. And then my last one is going to be up and down 8 times 7, which is 56. So the arrows here are going to help you so you know which direction you're multiplying. You're going to go up and then to the right, then you're going to go to the left, and then you're going to go up with the last two terms. The nice thing about vertical multiplication is everything is lined up for you. Does anybody have a question? Okay, let's try to get you guys to try a vertical multiplication. Okay, let's get you guys to try. So let's go 2x plus 3 times x plus 5. 2x plus 3 times x plus 5. Not in your head. I want to see it. When you have an answer, check with a friend. Anybody have an answer for me? Okay, yes, in the back. What did you get? 2x squared plus 13x plus 15 is correct. Okay, so now we can have all kinds of fun because now we can find area. So let me just go on record as saying you are responsible for the area formulas. And basically we're going to do area of a rectangle, area of a square. You might want to add this in your notes. Area of a triangle. Area of a rectangle is length times width. Don't forget units squared. Area of a square is side times side, or s squared. And don't forget units squared. And area of a triangle is base times height over 2, or 1/2 BH, whichever one you prefer. It's exactly the same thing. Units squared. So we can find area here. And this works nicely. So let's look at our first example, finding the area of a rectangle. Thank you. I'll leave those formulas up there in case someone needs them. Okay, so we want to find the area of a rectangle. The first thing I would expect to see in your work is the formula. Area equals length times width. Then we're just going to plug in. So area would equal 2x plus 7 feet times x minus 4 feet. Okay, and we know that our answer is going to be in feet squared. You have two choices. You can vertically multiply, or you can use the FOIL method. I will use vertical multiplication one more time just so you guys can see it used. x times 2x is 2x squared. X times 7 is plus 7x. Negative 4 times 2x is a minus 8x. And negative 4 times 7 is a minus 28, which gives me 2x squared. Is this correct? 2x squared, 7x, minus 8x, minus 28. Minus x, minus 28 feet squared. Can someone just check my math to make sure I didn't make a mistake? Yes or no? Good job. Anybody have a question on how that works? Anybody have a question so far on anything? Yes. A vertical multiplication? Area? So the area is, you just have to know the formulas, and I've given all three of them to you. Area of a rectangle is the length times the width, so then you can just FOIL it or vertically multiply it. If it was a square, all four sides would be the same, side times side or side squared. And of a triangle, base times height over 2 or 1/2 the h. So let me do a triangle for you, okay? Find the area of the triangle. Okay, so the area of a triangle, the base is 6x plus 4 inches. The height is x minus 7 inches. Our formula is area equals base times height over 2, or 1/2 BH. So I'm going to use BH over 2. Area would equal 6x plus 4 times x minus 7 all over 2. Okay, watch closely, because if you use this, stay with me, guys. If you use this, this is very simple. All we have to do here is we're going to cancel and simplify, and it'll look like this. 2 goes into 6x 3x times, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So now we have 3x plus 2 times x minus 7. No, it's not necessary. If the 2 goes into one of the factors, you do not have to divide the x minus 7 by 2 as well. You've already simplified. Do you understand? Hello? Okay. So here we go. And now all we have to do is FOIL or vertically multiply. And that would give me 3x squared minus 19x minus 14 inches squared. Does that help you? So again, that's just another application or a way of taking what we learned today one step further. There's one last thing we're going to do right now, and we are going to go ahead and show you how to multiply a binomial times a trinomial. A binomial times a trinomial. So let's go back and look at our notes. We've covered everything here. Horizontal method, vertical method, using FOIL, and now we are going to go ahead and multiply polynomials. So I'm going to take a nice easy one to start with, and again we're using the distributive property here to multiply two binomials. So let's take a look up here and see what we've got. To multiply polynomials, the distributive property can be used. Okay? So we will take an easy one to start with, and then we will come back and do the example that is in our notes. All right, x plus, somebody read me this problem. Everybody see number 1 there? X plus 2 times x squared. Just read me that so I can do that for you. Okay, so this is part 2. Example 1, multiplying a binomial times a trinomial. Okay? Everybody's with me? Yes? Here we go. So this is, you're going to use, this is the original expression, and we are going to use the distributive property. So here we go. X times x squared is x cubed. X times a minus 2x is a minus 2x squared. And x times 1 is 1x. Y'all with me? Yes? Now we're going to go ahead and distribute the 2 to everything in the second parentheses. 2 times x squared is what? Hello? 2x squared. 2 times a minus 2x is a minus 4x. And 2 times 1 is 2. Now, I chose to line my terms up because it just makes life easier. You could leave it all completely horizontal and collect like terms at the end. So this would give me an x cubed, a negative 2x squared plus 2x squared gives me 0. 1x minus 4x gives me a negative 3x plus 2. Does anyone have a question? Do you all see what we did there? Okay. Did I mess anybody up because I lined them up? Do you want me to do it horizontally so you can see what it looks like horizontally? All right, let's try the one that's in the notes, which would be 3x plus 2 times 2x squared minus 4x plus 5. This one I'll go ahead and perform it horizontally for you so that you can see everything. So here we go. Having fun. 3x times 2x is a 6x cubed. 3x times a minus 4x is a minus 12x squared. And 3x times 5 is a plus 15x. Is everyone with me? Now we're going to multiply the 2 times all three terms in the second parentheses. 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. 2 times a minus 4x is a minus 8x. And 2 times 5 would give me 10. Add like terms. 6x cubed. A negative 12x squared plus 4x squared gives me a minus 8x squared. A 15x minus 8x gives me a plus 7x. Plus 10. Final answer. Does anyone have a question? Okay, I'm going to let you guys try. So on the first page in your notes, is it numbered 18 in your note packet? No? Okay, so on the first page, so let's go up here. I'll just show you which ones I want you to do. So everybody go ahead and try number 4. And number 7, 4 and 7, and then, pardon? Yeah, on page 18, you're going to do 4 and 7, and on page 19, you're going to do number 2. Okay, this concludes our lesson for today. Thank you for listening to us. I hope you have a wonderful day.